Let's get into our conversation for the hour. We are in studio with the CEO of the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement Services, Dr. Agnes Wahome. We'll be discussing this year's placement, what happens, what it means, how you get called to a particular course, what it costs, can you change your mind? We have so many questions. Good morning, Dr. Wahome.
Good morning.
It's good to have you back in studio. We usually start off the day, as you know, with a quote, and I'll share the quote of the day with you. You can say if it speaks to you, if you agree or disagree. Our quote today is from a Senegalese poet who was also a veterinarian and a diplomat, a man of many talents, who goes by the name Bigaro Diop. He said, "The fire from the wood one has cut, oneself, always seems warmer than any other fire. The fire from the wood one has cut, oneself, always seems warmer than any other fire."
Wow. The fire from the wood that one has cut.
Yes, is warmer.
That's your own effort.
Yes.
Yeah, what you have done, what you have put effort is always better than what others have. You always feel you've done a better job than others. When you've done it yourself. So that's the way I see it.
Yeah, very true.
One of the fixers, David Njuguna, said, on another note, the quote may also mean a mistake that you make yourself hurts most.
That's so true.
A mistake that you made knowingly, willingly, willfully.
Yes, hurts.
Yeah, not at the other circumstances that made you, and now, wewe mwenyewe,
you
knew what you're doing and then you made a mistake.
Yeah.
You just feel, nini mbaya na mimi.
Actually, kweli, that's true. That's the other way to look at the quote.
Nini mbaya na mimi.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah. That's another way of looking at it. And from, I don't know, I always think positively. So I wouldn't want to look at it from
you don't
my
want to bash yourself for
No,
mistake you
no.
made. Mistakes happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I meant well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you didn't mean well.
True.
Sometimes you just didn't think.
Yeah.
So I accept sometimes that,
Or you were being hard-headed and you know you're being
yes.
Yeah, sometimes it's human nature.
Ulikuwa tu pubaf. Dr. Wahome,
Yes.
many of the candidates that sat last year's KCSE were waiting for your announcement yesterday because they went to the portal and they made applications for the various programs in universities, teacher training colleges, KMTC, and TVETs. 987,536 learners sat KCSE. Now, yesterday, you announced where they will be going. Okay? What stood out for you? Let's start with, because we have the numbers and we'll be looking at it, right? 321 vacancies in the universities, 327,000 in the universities. Those that are placed in degree programs are 202,000, 28,000 odd going to KMTC, 875 going to teacher training colleges, secondary, 765 going to Kenya Utalii College, 17,000 going to private universities. There are some 8,000 that had qualified for degree programs, but they opted to go for diploma TVET programs, and so on and so forth. Some not placed to universities of choice, so they rejected the alternatives. Some 3,000 of them.
Yes,
Okay.
you have the data right.
We will get into the nitty-gritties. But as you were doing this and as you're analyzing the data yourself, what stood out for you most about the applications and the placement?
First, what stood out for me most is that, we were focusing on the C+ and above. Previously, we were doing both the C+ and those who had A to E. Of course, we had the system open for them, but we have a different way of now placing to the TVET institutions, the government TVET institutions, which are over 200, where we said if there's a course you like and there's a program, if there's a TVET institution near you that has a program you like, you walk in and seek application.
Okay.
So those are for the C and below. So few made applications on the system, about 90-something. But we were saying for them, it is a walk-in. The program now is run on a modular basis. You go in, do tiling, you go out, you go in, do fashion and design. So for those, it's a walk-in process now.
Okay.
But for C+ and above, where now we were focusing on their university application, what surprised me this time is the number of students, and I talked about it many times, who were applying for medicine. The demand for medicine, I think that just kept running in my phone, the messages, my daughter. My number is a public number, my telephone number. So I get a lot of calls. Very few students called to say that they want medicine. The students ask, when are you releasing? When are you, or which universities offer this program?
Yep.
But for the parents, I want my child to do medicine.
Okay.
So I'm yet to find out why the sudden craze
About
medicine.
You mean it is different from what you've experienced in the previous years?
It hasn't been this much. I know nursing has been, the last year I was nursing, and nursing KMTC. We've been able to work with KMTC and Nursing Council to ensure that we have as many opportunities of nursing in the KMTCs. Also at the universities, we now have more universities that are offering nursing at degree level. So I think after easing that pressure, now we have... we have.
Can I pose something?
Yeah.
Think about what has happened in the field of medicine this year in this country that parents specifically would be happy to hear. Doctors won themselves a nice pay rise. Intern doctors, all the way up to, I don't know what you'd call it. Yes, practicing doctors. They got quite nice pay rises, and the implementation of CBA is going as far back as like 2017, I think. So to me, that is probably what is driving parents to want their children to do medicine.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other one is education. The government has talked about opportunities for teachers, employing teachers, and especially this government where they promised as one of the deliverables is to employ more teachers. And it is happening. We have seen it, teachers being employed throughout the country. So it is real. That has also influenced the careers the students want, because everybody wants to work for government. As much as people say government, this government, at the end of the day, you all agree with me, Kenyans want to work for government. Kenyans want to serve their country. Or want an assurance that they have a salary every month.
It's the permanent and pensionable bits.
That was about PNP.
So we also
although I think government employment is PNP these days.
For many of Public Service Commission and TSC, it's PNP. Remember what the interns have been pushing for?
Yes,
exactly.
PNP.
Exactly.
And for government P, the first P is very difficult to erase.
It is. Yes. Permanent is really permanent.
So, and for me, that's it's interesting because you bash the same government, but you want to go and work for the same government. But that assurance also makes a lot of students want to take education. So education is again a very, very popular career that students are going. Again, the parents, the parents push that a lot. When we go for career guidance, you ask the students in class, how many of you want to be teachers? Or they will all say no. You know? How many of you want to do agriculture? They laugh and they almost fall off their seats.
Like what kind of question are you asking?
Exactly.
Wow.
But when the reality hits, when the results are out, you find a good number of them want to be teachers. And even the universities, of course, are responding to that, because you find about 40% of the available capacities are around education. Education, arts, education, science. So that has taken a good number of the...
Feeds into it.
Can I twist this a little bit? Now, are the applicants applying to be teachers, or they applying for a degree in an education-related program? Secondary. Now that these are there are very many vacancies in the universities, and then you're looking at your chances, and you're looking at the entry requirements and the clusters for this, then you're like, all right, so this one is more realistic for me to apply for, a degree program in this education related, but I'm not necessarily looking at practicing.
Right.
Is that a possibility?
Now, when the promise is a job to be a teacher, then you do education and education-related programs with the end of being a teacher, and so it's direct. They actually want to be teachers, but we know not everybody becomes a teacher after education. Actually, the degree in education opens a lot more opportunities. Yes, so it's actually a degree. Even when they say there may not be enough vacancies, there are still a lot of opportunities.
Right.
With us, most of our career, I guess, all our career officers are teachers at KUCCPS.
Okay.
IEBC officers, a good number of them are teachers. So it is a field that opens a lot of
doors.
Of doors.
True. And I think how we think about education is also very different from how young people are thinking about education right now. It's also, I think, the idea of an undergrad that feeds directly into what you're going to do has kind of left the chat.
Yes.
Except in very specific situations. Medicine is,
like medicine.
Medicine is very, but otherwise it's more for the education, the exposure, than necessarily a career path. I think that's also something to take into account. But I wanted to understand actually the process, because the fact that parents are the ones who are saying medicine, and therefore you're seeing large numbers applying for medicine. Education as well, you're saying in the classroom, if you say how many want to be teachers, you'll be laughed out of the room. But then the numbers come. Right. So walk me through at what stage, I know we had this conversation before, but there's listeners and fixers who may not know. At what stage Alana starts deciding what universities they would like to go to, what courses they would like to pursue, and who helps guide them through this process, and how much input do they have?
Okay. The process starts early. For us, we start engaging them immediately they get into Form 1. That's in the old system, and now we are talking about the grade
9. Will that be grade 10? Grade 10, sorry.
Grade 10, when they are starting to choose the subjects. So at that point, you think, okay, what do I love doing? Let's start there. What am I good at? And then what subjects am I good at? So at that point, before we even start of what jobs I want to get into, is self-evaluation and identifying yourself. Again, at this stage, these are early adolescents, still finding themselves on other aspects of life, not just on matters education.
True.
So it is a very sensitive stage in life where we actually train the teachers to be able to support the students around that time. We are now getting more and more engagements with the parents, so that you stop looking at this person as a child. At 11 years, then you need to see more and start observing their character.
Right.
So from there, they're able to choose their subjects. So there's that one who says, I love mathematics. Then when they get to Form 3 and 4, we start now saying, okay, with what you're good at and the subjects that you're performing well, what careers would that, lead you to?
Right.
And then, so matching their dreams and their abilities in terms of subject performance. Then from there, now they're able to say, okay, am I a science oriented person? Am I a performing artist? Then what subjects, what are the grades I need to do what I love at different levels?
Right.
Are my abilities going to get me to start at certificate level, diploma level, or degree level? But you're clear that this is my path. So then when we get to choosing that, then we start asking what institutions offer what I would like to do. That's now where the
rubber.
Yes.
The road.
And then comes in all their peers. I want to go to UON. I want to go to, I've never been to Nairobi. I don't want the college next to my village, you know.
I have to leave this town one way or the other.
Now, at that point, things now start going south because you find the same program that I would have loved to do, even that medicine. We have medicine in Maseno, we have UON. Then you find everybody goes to
the University of Nairobi.
UON. What that does is the competition becomes higher. You find all the straight A's going there. And in this year, for the first time, the cutoff for medicine for any we've never had a cutoff at 46. 46 is very, very high. It means we got students that got A, and not just a straight A, but it's an A where they have almost 100% in every core subject. Then comes that student who has an A minus and feels, mine is also an A. Why did I miss out?
Right.
Yeah. So at the point of now, selection of institutions, that's where now students make the mistake because they all, it's like a pipe. They all want to go into one pipe.
Right.
And we have several pipes leading to the same destination. So when you all now push through, try to go in through one pipe, then we have to come up with a formula of deciding who goes in first. Yeah. So we opened the system. I would say the work that we've done, we reach. Today it's very difficult to come across somebody who says they don't know who KUCCPS is. Some years back, yes. But where we are, we've done a lot of work. We have officers on the ground. We've gone to the media. You guys have supported us a lot in getting the messages out. So we saw getting 200, when you look at even the first application, when we opened the system first, we already got 79% of C+ and above making
already
the
applying.
applications.
Amazing.
When we ran the system, more than 70% of those students got courses they had applied for.
Fantastic.
It means then people are getting to understand
how this works.
How it works. And then you still get a few who will say, I still ended up in this part of the country. But when you look, there was choice 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you find students will seriously with their parents choose choice 1, choice 2, then choice 4. Wacha tuweke tu yoyote. Then they find themselves there.
And 4.
Yes, and the 4, I've had, students who just put anything, just to joke. You almost feel like they're joking with the system.
Okay.
And the parents call and say, my child has been placed to take Islamic studies. They never did
Wow.
Islamic really.
They didn't do
They didn't do
IRE.
IRE in
Yes,
school.
but they put it there, and
system places. It was a
you,
choice.
you
Yeah.
get what you ask.
Mm-hmm.
In this categorization, just a little bit into the detail of it. So many people applying for, let's say, medicine, which was highly competitive. How many people had applied for medicine?
Those who we had 6,500,
Wow.
6,500 applied for medicine.
and they met the minimum because the system will
And they
not you
qualified.
apply
If you're not qualified.
if you don't meet the
The minimum
requirement.
requirement.
Against a capacity of
702.
702. A majority of them were applying for example, the University of Nairobi. Okay. How many universities are offering medicine related?
11.
11 universities. So a majority of the 6,500, first of all 6,500 are competing for the 702. Okay? Does the system first pick the 702?
Now the system.
Or does it first look at universities, paka mali zitajaa 702, then tufunge?
Hapana.
What comes first?
The first thing we deal with the system deals with each university.
Okay.
And each student. So student X, did you first meet the minimum requirement?
Yes, I did.
Yes. Which is your first choice?
University of
Nairobi. So it places you in University of Nairobi.
Basket.
Aya, unaingia hapo. Another student also applies. So it's by the way, it's not first come first serve. So it's sorting you out, and as it sorts out the one who's first on the
So it
pipe.
looks at what was your, so all 6,500 of you, first of all, system has said you have all qualified for medicine.
Yes.
So you are all in the
Okay.
outside the pipe.
Okay.
You're there.
Waiting now to,
You're all
You're
waiting
to
to
be
come in.
funneled into which pipe?
So,
Exactly.
and we have 11 pipes.
Yes, so we are in pipe 1, which
University
is
of
now
Nairobi.
University of Nairobi, as our example.
Right.
In pipe 1, we had somebody with an A minus pushing and making sure ako pale mbele. So when we start the simulation, when we simulate you, you've met the minimum, you're the one first
Kwa
there,
mlango ama.
unaingia unasimama kwa waiting room. We process another one. If they have higher than you, anakutoa.
Anakutoa kwanza, yeye anaingia.
So on the system, we can actually demonstrate who removed who.
Wow.
So mnaingia mkitoka until we find the ones who are the highest.
Highest
And-
qualified and first choice.
Highest qualified, no. If there was another second choice,
But it was higher qualified.
but higher, Nayana. So once we finish processing first choice, si wameingia sasa wako comfortable. Before waingia, we look at when you are second choice. So it's everyone who had medicine.
Okay.
Okay.
So you will not find somebody who applied for University of Nairobi, first choice, going in before somebody who had higher grades, even if it was their fourth choice.
Oh.
It is merit, Your choices are...
But isn't that
So it
kind of
doesn't
counter, how do I explain?
Intuitive and productive.
Counterintuitive, because if the University of Nairobi was my fourth choice, it was my fourth choice for a reason. Yeah? So clearly, whatever I had put as my first choice is where I wanted to go first, irrespective of how good my grades are. Even if my grades can get me to the University of Nairobi, I put it fourth for a reason.
Yes, but...
And disadvantage is my first choice university, which would have gotten a very good student joining it. Let's take a break. Let's take a
To
break.
bring any technicalities.
Yeah, because I'm sure there are people who will be, this 6,500 have all qualified for medicine.
Yes.
Only 702 will actually go into doing medicine.
Yes.
Right? The others will be asking, why? And
No.
it's not, this is just one. Then of course there are some courses where there was more vacancies than applicants.
Yes.
We'll come and look at that
Yes.
as well. But let's take a
Yes.
break. We'll come back and talk about that shortly. Dr. Agnes Wahome is the CEO of the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement System. She calls it KUCCPS. We call it KUCCPS. We'll be back shortly. Dr. Agnes Wahome is the CEO of the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement System. They just released their data yesterday. Portal is open. You can now go and see where you have been admitted to. Now, is that based on your choice or not? That's what you were explaining as we went to the break. And we started with this most competitive program, degree in medicine and surgery. 11 universities in Kenya offer this program. Yeah. Combined, they only have 702 slots. Out of the 987,000 plus learners who did the KCSE last year, 6,500 applied and they had qualified for degree in medicine. 6,500 against 702 slots. That's highly competitive. You're explaining to us how this places you into the different pipelines, into the same pot of medicine there. But there are 11 pipes.
Yes.
The most competitive pipe is the University of Nairobi pipe. And then there are others, Kenyatta University, all the way to the 11. So you said, first we are looking at who had applied to join the University of Nairobi. What was your grade? And not just that, but also the cluster, right?
Yep.
In the clusters.
Excellent.
So it places you in there, and then somebody else can come and knock you out if they are more qualified than you. But the bit that now became controversial is I qualified and it was my first choice, but somebody who had higher grade and cluster, but it was their second choice, they'll come and knock me out of the waiting room.
Okay. Maybe I didn't come out very clearly.
Okay.
As they are doing this, all the 11 pipes, people are also going in. Yeah. So there are those who have KU as their first choice. So they are in pipe 2, JKUAT pipe 3. Then we go all the way Maseno, Mount Kenya University. So Mount Kenya University now is the only private university with that's offering medicine. They only offer 15 places.
Wow.
They can take more, but they reserve the rest for their private students.
Placement.
So in that pipe again, we have over 100 students
competing for 15.
Competing for 15. So all the first choices are able to go in if there is enough. If the
vacancies accommodate them.
The vacancies accommodated. In most cases, even the first choice
is not enough.
It's not enough. We even end up at those who have just first choice. So they're already thrown out.
Already.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you go in and another one throws you out who had it at their first choice.
Yeah.
So when, let's say there were enough vacancies and all the first choices are...
They've gotten their placement.
Okay, all the first choices go in and we do not have enough. We now consider you for your second choice because you've been left out. So we send you to pipe 2 and ujaribu bahati yako, pipe 2. So what's happening in pipe 2? Pipe 2 first choices wameingia. But in case in first choice there's somebody you can eject, maybe 1 or 2. You are able to eject, unaingia. If you umeingia ukapata everybody in pipe 2 has a higher grade than you, unarushwa choice 3.
Okay.
Yote ni medicine.
Right.
So your first choice has 1A, 1B, 1C. Those are, now that's where you are queuing in the medicine pipes. Then now if you don't get 1, 2 or 3, unarushwa second choice, which was engineering. So unajipata umeenda kuqueue kwa pipe
for the engineering now.
Exactly.
Wow.
So
so there's some 5,798 who had chosen medicine.
Yes.
But they did not get because of the limited number of slots for medicine.
Yes.
Now they have now gone into what else had they chosen to do? Maybe engineering,
Dentistry. They could be in dentistry.
Yes.
They could be in pharmacy.
Yeah.
They could be in
Still medical
engineering.
related. Okay.
And then there is that one who said, in the event I don't get any of this, place me in any available program.
Okay.
So we put that at the end. So we have 3,000 and something that said, in the event I did not get any of this, I don't want to be considered for anything else.
Wow.
I'll sort myself
So
out.
they had not ticked that box.
Yes, they did not tick the box. So those ones are not getting a message. So they are calling and saying, I did not get a message.
Right.
So the system is you are not successful for any of your choices. So
Should
those
they
are
get
the
a
ones
message that tells them that you were not successful for any of your choices, and
You had not given us
any
the leave to
alternative. You
place
said
yes.
they should get a message telling them that. Sindio?
So we usually do. Yesterday, I think we first concentrated on the
ones that got their placements.
The ones. So we'll be sending them their messages today. But on the portal, it is very clear if they log in. But we still don't leave them behind. We give them another chance. So there are those, and there are those who also, remember we have about 50,000 who did not choose at all.
Yes.
They just sit and wait and see as things happen. Then they say, once the cutoffs are set, we will make a late application.
Okay.
So those and the 3,000, we will handle them together. We will give them an opportunity to make an application. The beauty now is that since we started the new funding model, this student-centered placement operates very independently. Whether there is money in government or there is no money or your parents can pay or they can't, we don't want to know. The issue is, have you qualified and what have you qualified for and what do you want to do? So you can go in this year, you can go in next year. And I think that is something Kenyans should really applaud the government for.
Right. I was
'Cause we
actually
say-
just about to,
We're saying
yes.
we are not leaving anyone behind. You can imagine previously if you missed this process, you are doomed for life.
Right.
Yeah. If you don't apply, some years back, you would just be put in any available program to just fill in the spaces.
Yeah.
Transfer. Many people didn't get the opportunity to make the transfer. Now we are saying you still have your program. Maybe you didn't apply for medicine because of fear of that competition at the pipes. Then you realize, I actually would have made it to KU. And then there's somebody who applied to KU, got that medicine, but inside they are feeling this is for my parents. For me, I'm more of engineering. And they move out and go to, it will create a
space
vacancy
for you, yes.
So at that point, if you meet the cutoff or you have higher than the last person who went in, which we publish for people to see, then it allows you an opportunity to transfer. So we'll be allowing students a whole month to transfer.
Okay.
We also have students who went in the 2024 class. They went in, they've done a year, and they are feeling they're not hacking it in whatever programs they are going through. Again, we are in that long holiday. So they have an opportunity to change. We allow at least the first
before
2 years.
September, right?
Before September, so that when we open in September, they can now be in a new
course
program.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to get to some of the softer, they're not softer actually, but they're not as scientific as what we've been discussing.
Yeah.
One, the cost factor. And you've said, you know what, as you're placing people, your only considerations are what have you qualified for, what did you want to do? Now, let's go to the student. When they are applying, how much does finance factor into their decision making? because we've seen a new funding model that has proved to be a lot more expensive for a lot of learners. And it's not that the cost of education has changed drastically, it's just perhaps how much the government was footing. And this, the funding model places you in different bands, gives you according to the band that, you have fallen under. And there's a lot of learners who are thinking, how can my parents afford this if I'm placed in this band? From your conversations with learners, with teachers, with every stakeholder, how much does finance factor into this decision-making process?
Finance has a big role in decision-making. And we saw that when we learn as we go along, we make mistakes. I can say one of our mandate as CUCCPS is to provide information on programs and the cost of programs. It's very clear on our mandate.
Yes.
So there's a year we asked the institutions, can you declare the cost of the program? And they did. And we published, as the students were making a choice, we would tell them, this is the program, and this is how much it costs. And, we saw the way they applied. They feared. There was a lot of fear. So we were able to establish that cost is a very, very big factor. We since have pulled that down. We had it for just a year, and we realized it was hindering students.
It was limiting.
It was limiting the students' choice. So we pulled that down. But the universities still had declared that this is the cost. What had not been communicated well is that that's the total cost. But it doesn't mean that's what you're going to pay as a student. There's the scholarship part, there's the loan,
the help loan,
and then there's the
government funding.
That's the domestic
and the
household.
family household contribution. So the students were first to apply, and then get that breakdown later. But the moment now they saw the big figure, they thought, oops,
that's how much we're going to have to pay.
Exactly. But again, we had given the universities a free hand to kind of say, this is how much we want to charge. And you remember the task force that was set up by the president to look at some of the areas, those issues, because we had the cost factor, we had the issues around banding. So we were in 4 work streams. And I was in the work stream that was looking at the cost. And I strongly felt the cost of education, university education, was high in this country. So we looked at some countries, our neighbors, Makerere, and looked at programs, the most expensive programs in Makerere versus here. Again, the medical courses were the most expensive. And we realized there was a huge difference between 15 to 40%. Then we asked, how did we arrive at the cost of programs that we have in Kenya? And the costs had been calculated by looking at, how much it costs to train, the lecturers, the labs, and everything, and the number of students in that class. So that had been calculated a while ago when the numbers were small. Now that we have bigger numbers, then the cost should automatically come down. Actually, that's what we looked at, and we said the cost of university education has to come down. And it came down, in most programs by 40%. Now, when you look at last year, when the students were asked to apply for scholarships, the mean testing instrument was really refined by the university fund and HELB. We did not have a single student who appealed. Not last year. There was no noise about it. It was a very smooth process. Students were, and the fee had come down, and the allocation into what you were supposed to pay had been refined. the class of 2024 that's in the university, we have not had a complaint about what they're... And they are paying as little as 10,000 shillings per semester.
Household
contribution.
Then you find a student still can get up to 50,000 shillings in help
for upkeep.
With your upkeep, you can actually pay your fees. But people will not talk about it. They will just keep... So I think
Thank you for reminding us. We will bring back that conversation.
No, truly, because I am...
With them. And find out, so how is it now?
Yes.
And especially even some of the students who are part of the task force. So what was the result? What was the work done? And is the student body now feeling a bit more comfortable?
Yes.
Sometimes maybe they're just not appealing because they're like,
Yeah, I can tell you, because I was in that task force. We worked day and night on the cost of programs. We checked with them. They participated. So the ones who I can say, the first class, guinea pigs are always disadvantaged. I was a guinea pig in the 844 system. So, but when things are sorted out, I think people should be fair enough to say that these things have changed. Go to those universities.
We'll actually do a baraza, because we did one early last year, and it was at the time when it was shock and awe, and confusion. And it's really good to hear that as of last year, no one had appealed their band. And we'll talk to them and figure out, I think that's really good news to hear that.
I also would like to say that, we were looking at our public universities and saying how dilapidated they were. Go to those universities now. They have put up new labs. They have, new structures. They have renovated the students' hostel, because it is now clear when the government puts in what they said they were going to do, in terms of help and the scholarship. The delays may be there, but when the students know this is how much I'm paying, it is 10,000, it is 20,000, and they honor that, the institutions are able to also get up and get out of the financial crisis they were in. So, and this is just how many? 3 years? Okay.
I want to talk about a majority of the KCSE candidates who do not get the C+ and above qualification. Okay? So what happens to them, because KUCCPS is on not just universities but also on colleges and all. How do you cater for the others? It's about what, 75%?
Yes. Right now we were at 72%.
So 72% of Form 4 candidates last year did not get the cut-off mark to university. Where are they? What's happening to them?
Now, these are the ones I said. One, they have a free hand to walk into any TVET institution around them. They identify the program they want to take. We are now not talking about the 3-year diploma, because you can imagine that person who has, they were struggling. They got a D+. Then you tell them you're putting them in school again.
For 3 years.
For 2-3 years. To do a
diploma.
Yes, and they will be assessed by NEC. The same NEC that got them where they are. They are expected to write and remember. And those were their challenges. They were probably good with their hands. So we are saying we cannot subject them to the same process. So we have TVET CDAC, where the curriculum is different. Over 60% of the learning and the assessment is practical. Then we are not tying you to 3 years. Go in, do a module, 3 months, learn how to, put tiles, or to braid the hair, or to do, if it's on IT related, how to do a bit of graphics, then get out. Go and practice, go and start earning. Then come back at your own pace. So we are
a semester at a time.
A semester at a time.
Okay.
And with each of those, it gives you a certificate.
I was about to ask, so I get a certification. I did tile making. I get a certification for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're in housekeeping, a student who was taking hotel management, they had housekeeping, they had so many of those splits.
Right.
Each of those now is will allow you to get a certificate to go into the job market. So why subject them to the same process? So what we are saying is just go in. We can get the data later as CUCCPS for the sake of accounting for where the students are, but not for placement.
Okay.
That way, because again, there was the fear of just being put in with everybody else. Yes. Now we want to let's just allow people to be
where they want to be and where they're talented and capable.
Exactly.
Right? Okay. I think we can take a short break and then come back because there's quite a few questions online. I think people
there's
have
feedback and comments as well.
Yes. And I know there might also be callers who want to ask a few questions. Let's take a really short break. But when we come back, we'll be with Dr. Agnes Wahome finishing up the conversation on this year's Kenya universities and college placements. All the questions you need to ask, uliza saa hizi nakuja.
Our conversation continues with Dr. Agnes Wahome, Agnes Wahome, who is the CEO of the Kenya Universities and Colleges Central Placement System. We want to look at, we are looking at what happened yesterday, the KUCCPS announcing the results and the placement of the various candidates for what they are chosen. Those who got a C+ and above and got a qualification to go into university were what KUCCPS was factoring in first this time, looking at what degree program did you choose and what university had you selected as your first choice, as your second choice, as your third choice, right, in each of these programs. Now, it's clear that people have now received messages of this is where we have ended up. She has explained to us how people end up where they've ended up.
Right.
Some have not received a message yet. Some 3,000 students had not ticked a box on the portal that told them, if I don't get any of the above choices, please feel free as KUCCPS to place me in any available slot.
Right.
Because they didn't do that, and then it so happens that any of the above choices do not place them anywhere. They have not been placed anywhere. But they still have an opportunity, and she'll tell us how that opportunity then will be applied.
True.
In addition to some 50,000 learners who had not chosen anything.
We just kind of hoping
we have to
for
understand
the best.
Why as well.
Yeah. Now, when we were placing these students, the 270,000 who got C+ and above, about 6,000 were repeaters. So we looked at the whole number, then 900,000. How many actually were repeaters? And there were 68,000. So that tells us we have students, we keep saying wamepotelea. We have a good number who feel they want to do the exam again. We also have students who say, I know my parents can afford. I want to go into medicine, but I want to go to Aga Khan University. And they go straight. I want to go to Mount Kenya. Remember, I talked of 15.
Yeah.
But they have a class, they can fill 100 a class. So there are those who have gone. And that's now when we finish placement, because some ask, what do you people do after? Those are the kind of things that we are trying to find out. Where are the others? So we can tell some are going to repeat We can tell, we have some who come and say, for some reason, got a baby or decided to try a business.
Taking a break, a gap year.
A gap year. And we have them coming back. Last year, we had over 3,000 coming and saying, I didn't make my applications, I want to be considered. So by the end of the year, we want to be able to know who is where. We have a good number, those that go to private schools. I can tell you over 100 from Pioneer School did not apply. Another 70 students from Strathmore did not apply because they want to transition straight to their universities. But we also have students, and this now becomes a bit worrying, who are in places like the northern Kenya. And we are asking, why didn't they apply? Personally, I have traveled to Ajia to find out. Students from this school this number had C+ and above. Where are they? And there is the perception that when I talk to the local chief, ananiambia si walimaliza shule. So there is that attitude that Form 4 is the end. They now get into the family business. There are those who want their students getting there. There are a lot of scholarships again about from some communities, religious who go out. So there is a lot, and I don't want to kind of make a guess, but I now take it as my responsibility to find out where are these
learners.
Some were saying they want to join the military. Tunangoja cadet. Some walingoja cadet. Now we are dealing with them as non-applicants this year from last year's cohort.
Right.
Yeah.
They didn't make the cut ya kuingia jeshi. Ama
it's another competitive process.
Yes,
so
Okay.
And I think just removing the pressure from Kenyans that it has to be now, I think is a good thing.
Just you can defer.
You can breathe in, breathe out. What it also means is we are getting less students coming to defer. Because if I know I have 2 years to take up my place or to come and make an application, and for some reason I have a baby, why stress myself? Get my baby now and then come next year, I know I'll still be considered. What was wrong was putting that pressure that it has to be now. It is so competitive. It is
yes.
Yeah, but as a placement service, let me take this opportunity to also say that the performance in certain subjects is still worrying. I think I said this, we are getting into, the new system, the CBE, where we are saying we want the students to pursue the different pathways. And we, for Kenya to develop, to get to where we want to be as a country, to get to the level of Singapore, innovation has to really, be top of our list. And subjects that would help us with innovation are the science subjects, mathematics, chemistry, physics, especially physics, and
chemistry.
Chemistry, physics, biology, and mathematics. When I look at the performance, those are unfortunately the worst performing subjects. And we want over 60% of our learners to be in those
pathways.
So for me, it's just urging the learners to take more, keen interest in these subjects. We have a government state corporation semester that is now working with schools to work on the improvement of this subject. We were in a bad situation. We are, you remember biology some years back, there was a huge outcry. We are now at almost, we are at 19% in terms of performance of biology.
What does 19% mean?
19%, sorry, 29%, not 19, we are 29%. This means that all the students who did biology countrywide, 29% of them got C+ and above. We were at 10% some years back. So we need to do the same, pay a lot more attention to chemistry, to mathematics. Mathematics does not need a lab. Mathematics is about attitude, and especially the girl child. There's that fear that, mathematics is hard. Yeah, so because you find a lot of, even the business courses, mathematics is still a requirement. Engineering, medical, all the areas that we want to go as a country, mathematics is we cannot avoid mathematics.
Not to be philosophical, but I wonder if the fault is ours for saying that even when we're transitioning learners to senior school, that 60% of learners will go into STEM. I wonder what data informs that, because it seems like we're tunaforce vitu sana, and then we get disappointed. This isn't to say that we shouldn't strengthen our learning institutions and make sure that, learners have the best available teachers, labs, facilities, that the curriculum is also up to date. All those things, remain a fact. But I don't know if sometimes tunaforce issues. Why must 60% of learners go into STEM? Yeah.
Well, we are not being philosophical. We are being real. If you look at the countries that are doing well, China, Singapore, the US, Germany, for us to innovate, Germany to come up with the Mercedes, and there has to be physics, there has to be chemistry, there has to be, for you now to have engineering. And those you cannot understand the concepts without mathematics, without some level of physics. If we look at the drug industry, for example, if we are talking about coming up with medicine and pharmaceuticals, chemistry is a must, biology is a must. So if a lot of what we need to develop as a country has STEM, then that's why we are saying at least 60%.
We train for our needs.
Exactly. Now, agriculture falls in the category of STEM. We are talking about food security.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Food
science, technology, engineering, mathematics. The science, Amma.
It is a science.
Okay.
It is
if you think about biology,
it is in the class of science.
Yeah.
You need biology to do veterinary medicine, to do animal health, all the way even at certificate level. You need concepts of chemistry and biology. So clearly we are surrounded by STEM. So 60% in my view is even on the lower.
It's on the lower side, actually.
It's on the lower side.
Because if you think, if right now just technology, look at the kind of money that we were talking about earlier. That's money that's chasing investment. It's looking into technology related, AI, computer engineering. We are now looking at, where is the world going?
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's a lot of that. I think now we understand. It makes sense. It makes sense to say that. Now, if then we are performing so poorly in this subject, and you've given this, the Kenya National Examinations Council, of course, has this information. You as well as looking at the university placements and all, and there's information. Is there anything that the Ministry of Education is doing to address this?
A lot.
Because it also comes down to Dr. Wahome, the teachers. One of the big complaints that we have is that our grade 6, grade 7 junior school teachers, not many are STEM teachers.
There is a lot, like I said, there's a whole State Department semester the one based in Karen, their work is to build the capacity of teachers to be able to, so that they're able to deliver the concepts in a friendly way. You know, the mathematics that we did, I hated mathematics because I didn't see the relationship between the numbers I was doing and my life outside of class. So they are, biology the same. We dealt with cockroaches. I knew there was no way I saw my mother, you know, bring apart a rat, a cockroach. But they are able to make...
Why only pests?
Yeah. But they are able to come up with creative ways of passing the same concepts, making science fun. That's the mode of delivery. Then the mode of assessment. When we now look at CBE, we are saying that it is not just that exam that determines your grade. There is the continuous assignments and projects that will also determine your grade. So you can imagine a science project. Students enjoy the experiments. That should be able to contribute to your grade. And then on the other side, as KUCCPS, then our role is to work a lot more on the career, advisories, to also change the attitude of students that they can actually make it in. So it's a combination of efforts that we are looking at the ministry, where NEC looks at the assessment, semester looks at the capacity building for the teachers in terms of delivery, and then we work on the attitudes to get better results in.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to up the pressure, not on KUCCPS, of course, on the ministry, because everything else, if this is not treated with the emergency that it deserves, we'll just be wasting our time. Saying that we have improved now because 29% of biology learners got C+ and above, that is a failure. I mean, that's if we were to rank the Ministry of Education, that's a failure.
True.
We should be above 50% of our learners actually in biology learning, getting the C+. How many schools have biology labs or labs that can actually offer proper biology learning? How many teachers are qualified and well-resourced to teach biology? If it's not a priority, we're just doing things that
let's start from here. Who identified there's a problem? It is we in the Ministry of Education. Otherwise, if we didn't talk about it, you wouldn't even know there's a problem.
Of course.
So give credit that we actually look within ourselves and we accept there's a problem
needs tweaking,
and there's something that we need to do. As as Kenyans are thinking about the opposition, Wamunyoro and all that, for us, that is not. We are looking at our Kenyans, our future, regardless of the political environment. So we are saying we have looked within ourselves. We have seen there are these areas that we need to improve, and we prioritize and we work on them. So I think, Latif, there is a problem, yes, but allow the fact is we have
the Ministry of Education. Fine, this is a political leadership issue. Okay, if the focus at the helm of the Ministry of Education is not on, we dedicate ourselves to improving on this. That, setting target and saying it's not just 29%. We have to look at how are we equipping our schools so they can deliver this. How many teachers are we posting so they can teach and deliver this? 60% of our learners will take STEM and then look at our grade 10s.
No. Look at the labs. Well, look at the labs that the government has set up for these learners. Grade 10. These are the senior schools. They are now able to go into labs because the government has put up labs to be able to support this. So it's not just
So it's
there is an investment and a lot of
it's very good and
investment.
very easy to say the government has put up labs until tuende kwa ground.
Yeah.
Na tupate hizo labs na vile zinakaa. You know,
Yeah, it's a chicken and egg thing as well, because by the time if you're thinking long term and your policy is that 60% of learners should be going into STEM, you don't send the 60% of learners into STEM and then start looking, oh, do they have labs? Do they have, where will they go? You make sure that schools around the country can hold that capacity and teach STEM properly, and then you send the learners there. And like you said, the experimental generation always suffers, and that's the worry here. But KUCCPS is doing amazing work, I'll say, as far as this placement is concerned and what we've had today. But the ministry, there's still quite a few things.
a lot. Kikombe says, if we ever want to revolutionize education in this country, #PTB, pay teachers better, like Singapore. Train teachers better, like Singapore. Equip teachers better and classrooms better, like Singapore. Don't get?
Now, for you,
usijitete. Ni point tu tunasema.
allow me to just say something. We want teachers who can deliver,
Yes.
and who can earn better.
Yes.
So when we now, because we've had attempts where we've said we want teachers to be as highly
Motivated.
No.
Compensated.
Qualified.
Qualified. We want teachers to bring the level of admission for a teacher, the criteria, to almost get to that of a doctor because of how important they are. The moment we say we will raise the minimum entry requirement for education from a C+ to a B-, the whole country goes up in arms. Right now, the ones you mentioned, the students, the 875 who we placed to secondary teacher diploma in secondary teacher education, their minimum entry requirement is a C+. And the question again is, why are you insisting on them to have a C+ while the entry requirement for a diploma is a C-? Then I ask, how do you expect a person who got a C- to produce an A? So right now we are at C+. And because of the noise, we removed the minimum, the requirement of maths for art teachers.
That makes sense.
But if you want a teacher to be paid well, like Singapore, you want a teacher to be highly motivated, like Singapore. We also want a teacher who has a minimum entry requirement to teach to
Like
be as
Singapore.
high as Singapore.
It's true.
Thank
it works
you.
both ways. So education dialogues is saying education is one phase. We'll deal with the job market later. And earlier, education had said late applicants don't get a chance to apply for competitive courses like medicine engineering because they applied during the revision. So I think that's fairly true because those slots are already filled up by the time.
Very true.
But yeah, if you're doing a late application, Kikombe says, anyone listening to this conversation won't believe that she's talking about the same country where some students still study under trees for classrooms the whole year, no matter the season, which speaks to, the inequality. So these are some of the things, like the placement could be fantastic and fair, and we're seeing great movements, but the standard of education also needs to be the same across the board so that a learner isn't being disadvantaged from from school before they even get to apply to a college or a university. And someone else is saying, we're forcing issues with STEM. I agree with Mariam. This is Gracie. If we compare our education systems to those of China, Germany, India, they teach with practicals, whereas we are more theoretical. So that speaks to the capacity. Do we have the capacity to
deliver
teach STEM? Fleming Kimani, all along, it turns out that only a quarter of the graduates qualify for university, and they never get to do their preferred courses. Okay.
Mwalimu math.
Mwalimu wa maths.
Yeah. It's one of those things that we actually don't talk about much. That you know, a lot of focus is in at national level is on university, and it's a very elitist conversation because a vast majority, over 2/3 of learners will end up in the technical colleges, the TVETs and the VTCs run by counties and so on and so forth. There should be a lot of focus on the quality of education that goes there.
True.
Plus, you know, the quality of graduates that they produce, because those are the ones who are actually coming to serve. There are few who go to university, apart from doctors and maybe engineers who actually come onto the field. Others are, it's education, it's thinking, it is developing thought. There will be, even in engineering,
Critical
you will find very many TVET guys are the ones who are actually doing the job.
True.
The engineer has designed the road, supervise the construction.
I think the first thing that we should be even asking ourselves, why do we go to school? What's the purpose of education? Is it to get a job or to improve our life through what we can be able to develop? Because if it is the latter, then we should be thinking innovation right from those early formative stages.
True.
But we have been wired as Kenyans to think education is equals to
a job,
employment.
Yes.
Not even self-employment.
Yes.
But there is one of the comments that I really agree with, the inequalities. For me, I say I wish we could get to a level where we can have an alliance in Marsabit, where if I go to, and I'm giving Marsabit as an example of the marginalized areas.
Yes.
Instead of doing affirmative action by bringing a child from those marginalized areas to the Alliance and the Mangus and the good schools here, we have the schools improved to the level of the alliances that we have.
Yes.
That way, we would say that when they sit for the exam, they actually are at the same level. We have teachers who are at that, in those. And I know transformation is not easy. In the last, because we've had an opportunity to have these conversations now at, with more stakeholders. I've been in KUCCPS now for a number of years. And we have moved, as KUCCPS, we've moved out of just being in the walls of Ministry of Education to engage with other ministries, and our engagement with KMTC has been amazing. We were talking of, in the first placement, we talked about having affirmative action where we are taking people from the, some counties, Isiolo, Lamu, all that, to Nairobi, or to MTCs in Nairobi. Now we have MTCs in those areas.
We do.
We have teacher training colleges, Tarbach in Wajir, where they can train the teachers. The people who are going into those training are familiar with the environment, the language, and the learners. If we can have more facilities there, more training, I think this would be so when they talk of inequalities, I totally agree. For late applications, we have the opportunity. We will be opening the system in 2 weeks. Previously, late applicants were having to write to the CEO and have a manual process, but we are going to have a portal for them. I agree. If you come in late, the good courses are gone. It is unfortunate. So I really encourage those who have to apply, the ones sitting for exams this year, please take advantage of the opportunity to apply when everybody else is applying. Then you have a whole array of
choices.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We are completely out of time, but we do appreciate you for spending the morning with us. And of course, we'll keep talking. We'll hopefully have a baraza very soon with learners. And it's anyone who has, of course, been placed by KUCCPS, who maybe missed out on opportunity, and we'll get to hear from them as well. But thank you for the amazing work you're doing, Dr. Wahome.
Thank you.
It's so good to have her in studio. Hashtag is Fixing the Nation NTV. When we come back, we'll talk about youth leaders' theory that Kenya needs a benevolent dictator. We'll be right back after this.